¿Cómo están, amigos del Facebook de Sonar? Nosotros seguimos en esta cobertura de Lollapalooza y estamos aquí con Spoon, que se presenta hoy día sábado a las 4:15 de la tarde, otro de los platos fuertes de este Lollapalooza que estábamos muy emocionados de ver. Así que vamos a conversar un rato con ellos. Hello guys, how you doing? Hi. First of all, man, you guys were in Santiago in 2015. You played in a small venue called Exos. That venue doesn't exist anymore, and here you guys are now in Lollapalooza. I think that Spoon, one of the most fascinating aspects of the band, is that Spoon keeps growing more than 20 years from your debut album. And that's a pretty strange thing with a band that's been so long in the business. I don't know, how do you guys feel it?
Well, I guess we're lucky. There's nothing. It's a pretty cool job, you know, and there's nothing else I'd rather do. So, you know, you just got to make a good record every single time. You got to prove your reason to exist.
Yeah, that's a good answer. That's kind of the formula, don't? But Spoon, and I guess you guys know this, the press constantly call you one of the most consistent bands of the last 25 years. I don't know if you like this. Consistently good, yeah, because if you're consistently terrible, it's also consistent. But you're consistently good. I don't know if you guys feel like that's a nice compliment or a kind of a pressure for the band.
I mean, I think if you look at the Beatles records, they're consistently good, right? I don't know how it could be a negative thing.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. I want to talk a little bit about Hot Shots. I think it's a fantastic record, and one of the things that I love most about Spoon is that you guys always make like changes between one record and another, but it always feels like Spoon. I don't know if you guys are like interested in maintaining this Spoon identity, or you just can't help it.
We can't help it. Yeah, I mean, we try not to repeat ourselves from record to record, and try to shake things up to keep it interesting, mainly for us and for the people that will eventually listen to those records. But
it's always going to be me. Well,
yeah,
it's mostly me singing and mostly me writing the songs, and so yeah, there's going to be there's a sound there. There's a sound to that.
There's a common thread through all of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're the same artists doing the songs, but you know, in Hot Shots, there are really really interesting departures for Spoon. I mean, it's like Us, the last song. I think it's a fantastic song. It's really different from what I've heard of you guys from previous records. I don't know, how do you decide to do songs like that?
Well, the opportunity arose because, and it was very much an accident. We were recording another song, and I wanted just a saxophone intro on it. And instead, the guy came over to my house, somebody I'd never met before, he'd been recommended, and he sat in my little studio downstairs, and he played all the way through the song. And he said, okay, give me one more take. And then he played all the way through the song again, playing to his first take, harmonizing with it, playing in the same time with it. It was pretty remarkable. And when he left, he'd only been there about an hour, and he left, and I turned everything off and just listened to his saxophones. And they were so good that I was like, maybe this is the song, you know? If we could make a song out of just this, then it'd be something we've never done before.
Yeah, and the result is simply fantastic. I hear in Hot Shots also like a really strong Prince influence. I think it has a little more hips, a little more dancey rhythms. I don't know if this was intentional, especially since the great man is no longer with us.
Well, you know, I really think that there's been some Prince in every single record we've made. It's a constant. He was a constant source of inspiration and sort of like a touch. You know, he was something that you could always say, okay, now how would Prince do it? Or to me, like the greatest example of a single is "Kiss" by Prince, and that's a formula he used a lot, where it's sort of a minimal track with a lot of rhythm to it. Yeah. And yeah, the day that he died, we were all going to the studio, so it was happening right in the middle of making the record. It couldn't have. There's no way it wouldn't have affected even more the record.
Yeah, and you can hear that definitely. I wonder, guys, guitar music, a lot of people say that it's no longer fashionable, it's no longer like... yeah, that's an interesting answer, because I think that maybe it's the most interesting answer that you can give. Why guitar music shouldn't be fashionable?
Who cares about fashion?
That's really fantastic. That's really fantastic, man. But I wonder...
It has to be unfashionable for a little while so that it can become cool again, you know?
Yeah,
Just goes in cycles.
yeah. I mean, like the music industry in general is about cycles. I wonder what's the musical genre that you find most fascinating nowadays, that you listen to and inspire you, and you say that this is really great.
A genre? I don't know.
Ambient music,
Norwegian death metal.
Norwegian death metal. Yeah.
Music or ambient music?
Ambient music. There's a big difference. Ambient music is what.
Yeah, ambient music definitely, and
Carnival tunes.
that's really great. I always wonder because we were talking about it a little bit earlier. You have this like consistent track. Every Spoon album is fantastic, and this I want you to all give an answer. What's your favorite Spoon album?
Transference.
Oh, that's cool. That's a really weird record.
I know it's cool. Yeah. It's very cool.
Right now, I mean, it's hard to really say. But if right off the top of my head, I'm gonna say "Girls Can Tell." That was a good one. That was the one that did a lot of things for us.
Rob and I have a lot in common. Transference for me as well.
Transference is a really interesting record because it was also a departure for Spoon. It's a really weird record. It's really a lot less concise than previous Spoon albums. I want to know, what do you find most interesting about that record?
I like it that it's kind of like, for me, that's like the loner record. Like, you want to be sitting in a corner with headphones on, paying close attention. It requires attention. That's why I like it.
Well, when we were making that record, it's the first and only record we ever made that we self-produced. And as we were making it, I was saying to Jim and everybody in the band, and probably to the terror of our record label, that we want to make a record that, if it's self-indulgent the way that a self-produced record would be, where if you're going to fall on your face, you're going to fall on your face flat. It's just going to be, there are parts that you're going to like, there's going to be parts you don't like. It might be a little self-indulgent, but that's the kind of record it is.
I remember you calling it ugly, saying you wanted to make an ugly record.
I'd had enough of my parents liking our records. The one before had the underdog on it, and that was a little too safe for me. It made me nervous.
Yeah, I think that when your parents like what you're doing, maybe it's a reason to worry a little bit.
Time for a change. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much, and congratulations for being here in Chile again. We waited a little bit. We waited a long time the first time, and now it wasn't that long, so we're really happy about it. I hope that you're happy too.
It's a pleasure to talk to you, Ignacio.
Nice to meet you too, guys. Entonces hasta aquí dejamos esta transmisión en Facebook por Sonar, damas y caballeros, y nosotros seguimos con esta cobertura especial de Lollapalooza Chile.